Hello everyone and welcome to the Cheat Meal presented by Deep Fried Draft. This is our draft review series and it will now continue with the Denver Broncos. The Broncos with their, they pretty much the biggest, worst kept secret in the NFL draft was them needing to upgrade at offensive tackle and their love for Garrett Bowles, and that's where he went, 20th overall. One of the few picks I actually got right in my mock draft. And I pretty much had this one mocked to the Broncos for weeks and maybe even the last month or so. But Bowles' age is a little bit of a concern. He'll come into the league 25 years old, but he has one of the more athletic offensive tackle prospects in this draft, if not the most athletic, and should be a day one starter on the left side for the Broncos. At pick 51, they took DeMarcus Walker from Florida State. Walker is a bit of a tweener, I guess you'd say. But he's definitely more of a nickel pass rusher, probably on the Broncos defensive front. I thought they upgraded at wide receiver, their wide receiver room, with Carlos Henderson, who had more missed tackles forced last year than any other player by a wide margin. Henderson is a deep threat wide receiver, makes people miss, runs good routes. Like I said, he should be a solid number 2 at worst receiver at the next level for the Broncos. Third round pick 101, they bring in corner Brendan Langley, who's a Georgia transfer, played at Lamar, played in the Senior Bowl, had a rough Senior Bowl week, which is why one of the contributing factors to me bringing him in I had him ranked at pick 188. But Langley is a solid player and should be in the 4th, 5th corner spot for the Broncos. Broncos take a chance in the 5th round on tight end Jake Butt from Michigan, who's probably a 2nd round pick if he doesn't tear his ACL in the Orange Bowl against Florida State. Butt's probably going to end up with a redshirt type season for the Broncos this year, as I can't see him at best probably being on the pup list, and but probably not going to contribute early in his career. In the 5th round, the only Georgia Bulldog drafted in this year's draft was Isaiah McKenzie, one of the top return men in this draft. Probably won't contribute much in the way of receiving for the Broncos, but should help their special teams out. A high upside, in my opinion, running back D'Angelo Henderson, a running back from Coastal Carolina, bowling ball type runner with good speed. I mean, you wouldn't think he has good speed. Hell, at the NFLPA game, they didn't even know where to play, and they had him playing fullback, which was ridiculous. Mr. Irrelevant, the Broncos had that pick, and they picked Chad Kelly, quarterback from Ole Miss. His off-field stuff is well documented. He has injuries, issues that are well documented, which is why he's available with the last pick of the draft. But he's got a tremendous arm and moxie. A lot of people think this was just John Elway doing his friend Jim Kelly a favor, picking his nephew. But it would not surprise me to see, maybe not this year, but Chad Kelly to at worst be the number 2 quarterback on this team at some point behind Paxton Lynch. I still believe in Paxton Lynch. Some undrafted names the Broncos brought in. Ken Akanum is an edge rusher from Virginia Tech, who I think can contribute some this year perhaps for the Broncos. Jerome Lane is a tall, physical wide receiver who tested poorly, which is why he did not get drafted. And Deion Hollins is a solid linebacker prospect from UCLA. They also brought in Kyle Sloter, a quarterback from Northern Colorado, who I will admit that I didn't watch. I watched very, very little of, but there are people in the know that I trust that think Sloter may even be a better prospect than Chad Kelly. Time will tell on that. So yeah, for a total value grade, the Broncos 16th and finished 16th in the league with an average value of 17th. But their money value picks helped tremendously by Carlos Henderson, I might add. But they for their top 3 rounds ends up being 28th in the league. So that's going to do it for this one. We'll be back with the Kansas City Chiefs in our next review. See you then.